What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and the brand new Splatfest for Splatoon 3 has officially ended, and I thought, I'd give my own opinions on it. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory here before I even talk about the Splatfest. I had never done a Splatfest ever before this one. I owned Splatoon 2 for the longest time, but I had never actually done a Splatfest in it because I wasn't that interested in Splatoon 2. Main reason why was because in Splatoon 2, leveling just felt a little too difficult in that game, and I didn't really care too much about it, and I didn't really want to learn the motion controls. However, I've been enjoying Splatoon 3 a lot more, and that was why I was able to actually participate and make this my first Splatfest ever. Now, for those who are unaware, the theme of the Splatfest was basically, what would you bring to a deserted island? You had gear, you had grub, and you had fun. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about, how what you would bring to a deserted island, you should pick the right answer, like what should you actually bring? I didn't think about it that way, right? With this being my first Splatfest, I was just like, what would I bring, right? Like, assuming that I wouldn't die or anything, assuming everything would be okay and I'd be able to live, what would I want to bring? So I picked fun just because it was the color green and I love the color green, but also just because I was like, hey, might as well just mess around. I think that this would be the one that I personally would have the most enjoyment from. Now, of course, you need gear and grub to actually live or whatever else you want to say, but yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to pick fun and I'm going to vibe around. Now, for those who are unaware, fun came in second place. Gear came in first place by 5 points, and then grub came in last place with 0 points. So yeah, I'm sorry for anyone out there who's team grub, but at the same time, Splatfest is more to just have some fun and gain some extra rewards and whatnot, while still playing the normal game. So I'm kind of fine with it either way, right? If I was on team grub or gear, whatever team I was on, I was going to be fine with the results no matter what. But of course, I still wanted to meme the opportunity, and during Splatfest, I was obviously doing hashtag team fun and everything over on Twitter, just to make a whole big joke out of the situation. What I will say about Splatfest is that I feel it was actually kind of bad for newer players, because obviously when you're playing open or whatever else, you have a generalized team that you're playing against. However, you're not allowed to play the normal turf war mode, right? You're forced to play specifically the brand new Splatfest mode, at least from how I saw it, unless you want to do something like Salmon Run over on the side, which is more of like, a co-op mission in a way, and not so much the traditional Splatoon 3 experience. And because of the fact that you were unable to actually do these normal modes, I was having a lot of games during the Splatfest where we were just getting eviscerated, right? It would go one of two ways. Either we absolutely eviscerated the other team, or they absolutely eviscerated us. And I had seen some people on like Reddit, Twitter, and everywhere else who was having like massive losing streaks, like 20-30 matches lost in a row, and for me personally, it was kind of more of like a 50-50. I was having a lot of matches that were a loss, but I was also having a lot of games that were a win where I was doing the best on my team, and even in the losses, I was still doing pretty good, which made me at least happy for myself, because it's like, hey, maybe I'm not as garbage at this game as I once thought I was. However, I felt that it was kind of unbalanced in that way, and there maybe could be some skill-based matchmaking or something going on during Splatfest, so that it feels more like the normal lobbies, right? I understand that there might be skill-based matchmaking in like, the pro arena or whatever like that, but it would just make sense that if this is going to be a situation where you're going to actually remove the normal modes that seemed like they had good balancing going on for them, maybe you could take the balancing that was going on in the normal modes and move those over into Splatfest. Now, I know it's a little bit harder because of the fact that in Splatfest, you're with a specific team, but I feel that, Nintendo still has a ways to go with this game, and that they could at least make the matching a little bit more fair, despite, that extra restriction of the teams going on. Now, another complaint I really have to mention, or I guess a little bit of critique about Splatfest, was even though I had a lot of fun, right, I didn't get to actually experience the tri-color battles. Now, I was on Team Fun, they won the first half, so, they weren't able to queue up for tri-color, and we had to play the normal mode in hopes of actually finding one of those matches, but in my experience, I managed to play 3 tri-color battles. In the first one, we ended up having someone who had a communication error or something like that, and it booted everyone out of the match, so no one ended up getting points, winning that match, or losing that match, and it kind of sucked, right? Because then it was like, hey, I played for hours on end just to find this match, and I wasn't able to actually compete in it, and I wasn't able to even queue for tricolor because of the fact that, we came in first place in the halftime thing, but apparently people who were able to queue in for it were also getting 99% just normal matches and not tricolor battles. In the second tricolor battle, we lost, and then in the third one, which was at the very end of Splatfest, right, like 4 to 5 minutes before it ended, we ended up winning on Team Fun, and that was actually a fun experience. I got a little like sticker I could put on my banner and stuff, but other than that, it felt like tricolor battles are way too rare, and this skill matchmaking system that they have in place for Splatfest Splatfest was a lot just more open. You know, you were getting a lot more sweaty lobbies, even if you were someone who doesn't typically sweat at the game. You know, even if you're someone like me who just kind of casually plays it, you're not trying to do good, you're not trying to do bad, but you're also not trying to focus non-stop on, okay, eliminate this person, go to the other side, speed run, do all this stuff, use your abilities, and min-max your run, just so you can get the most points possible and help your team out the most. It just felt like it was more of an event for the sweats, and there wasn't really a place to go for normal players who wanted to have that matchmaking system that was in place for non-Splatfest. And I feel that, you know, hopefully they end up fixing that in the future, but at the same time, I at least had some fun, right? There were some matches where I was sad, you know, I was like, dang, you know, I lost this, I don't think I should have, or stuff like that. And it was like, dang, the other team's just so annoying, they're so good at the game, and stuff like that. Whereas other matches, it felt like my team was way too good, and I felt bad for the other team sometimes, because like we had their whole entire spawn just covered. Every single time they come back to their spawn, boom, done, boom, done, boom, done. So I'm just glad to see that, you know, we were able to have a mixed experience and get some feedback from the first Splatfest, or I guess the second one in Splatoon 3, in order to make future ones even better. So yeah, overall, even though I have some criticism to say about Splatfest, and especially this being my first one and any Splatoon game ever, I still had a fun time, right? You know, I'm able to critique the game while still being able to enjoy it, and I would love to hear in the comments down below, how did all of you who participated in the Splatfest feel? Did you enjoy it? Did you dislike it? Do you wish they would change some stuff around, nerf some weapons, buff some others? I'm just curious what everyone thinks, but with that said, of course I'm going to be participating in whatever other Splatfest happen in the near future with Splatoon 3, and I hope that I can meet some of you guys in my random Splatoon lobbies. Just don't go too hard on me, targeting me or anything like that, because I'm bad at the game, okay? I think I'm good, but I also think I'm garbage, so let's just not cross that road of trying to target me, please. And I will see you champs and champettes next time with another YouTube video. Peace out.